Hi everyone, this is Harsh Raj, and we're back with our series of videos. So today we're going to be talking about, one of the most common things that I hear from nonprofit leaders, from the clients that we work with, the people that I worked with before when I was in the nonprofit industry, and the leads or on the customers that we speak with on a day-to-day basis, right? So one of the things that comes very often is our donor information is everywhere except where it needs to be, right? So it's scattered. There are multiple people handling it, right? So spreadsheets, email threads, or a shared Google Drive folder someone started in 2019, and then there are photos for the donors or reports for the donors, and it's a database half the team uses and half ignores, right? So some people who are joining new might not even have access to it, right? Sometimes there are paper notes from one of the meetings that you've gone for, where a major donor calls and whoever picks up has no context, right? So they piece together the donor history from multiple sources before every single interaction. And let's say when a staff member leaves, which happens more or less every time who's working into the admin work, their relationship works out with them, right? And one of the things that we've seen is that an average development director stays from 16 to 18 months. So if their donor knowledge lives in their head, you lose it after that time, and there's no way you're able to get access to it, right? But there's a way that we solve it in Give Life 365, and I'm just gonna show it to you right away. Let me share my screen. Yes, perfect. So this is how the interface looks like. Let me just open a donor record. So on the left, you see the donor records. Just click on donors. I click on the donor record. So let's say I search for Eric Jason. So one of the things that you see here, it's a very holistic donor detailed page, which tells you the transactions that have happened till date with this individual and other information, which are basic information that an individual requires. And then why I always speak about, constituent is Eric here can be a donor, can be a sponsor, can be a funder, can be a volunteer, and there's only going to be one record. So you will also have his volunteer details of what he's volunteering for. You will also have his details of what he has funded, what projects he has funded, what sponsor opportunities that he's participated in, and also what donations he has made into what projects, right? But coming to the point in terms of to the point of conversations that have happened with that has happened with the donors, right? So I am just going to go to the timeline part, right? You see certain things, which is a task, appointment, follow-up, phone call, right? And then there is an option to send an email. Now the whole ecosystem is connected to your existing mail system. What I mean here is, if I am sending an email to this particular donor from the system, it keeps a track of all the conversation that has happened through this to this donor, right? So let's say, Harsh, I am an employee for you and I work as a development officer for you, and you want me to go look at what conversation you've had with this individual and prepare a summary, and then move based on that. I have my next approach to him, right? So I look back on all these things. I understand the communication that you've had with him, and then based on that, I will create a summary, understanding that, okay, this is everything, that this is all the interactions that people in the team or you had with the donor, right? So like I said, it tracks the emails that you have sent to that individual. And then also, let's say you're going for a meeting. So remember how I mentioned about the gala. So let's say if I go for a gala and I spoke with the person, and what do I need to do? I click on this, I create a note, spoke with Eric, gala, May 2026, promised to contribute in June 26, follow up by 15th of June, right? Now this goes in, I add a note. Now, let's say you have gone for this meeting and I don't have information. This is something that I've only put wherein I've put a line over. But if you were to put a whole note of the conversation, a summary of the conversation that has happened, you can always do that, right? And since I spoke about email, there is an option wherein you click on email and then this opens up. You can send an email from the system itself. The moment you send an email, this will go to the donor and then it will, one second, it's just asking me to, second, I'm just going to discard here. Yeah. So it's going to show, it's going to reflect here how it has reflected for previous emails. So you will have information about the emails that you've sent and also keep a track of all the payment receipts. So just in case a donor requests for a payment receipt for a prior transaction that has happened, you always have access to it right here and you can always send it out. So that's not a problem. So this is how we solve the issue of keeping your donor information at one place. Thank you so much for joining. Stay tuned for the next video. Take care.